The African Institute for Remittances is a technical office of the African Union that has been created by the 54 AU member states, and the objective is mainly to channel all efforts that are being put by the AU member states in terms of remittance policies, in terms of migration policies and all these things, to channel, to have just one focal point, to have just a reference, an institute as a reference to deal with all the issues related to remittances. We have been tasked by our constituencies to work in three main areas. First, it is to improve the statistical data on remittances for all the African countries. The second is also to work towards the reduction of remittance transfer costs to and within Africa. It's not only the remittance to Africa, but it is also the remittance within Africa, because we have a lot of migration between African countries. And third, it is to assist the member states to be able to design some policies to leverage on remittances, mainly for the social and economic development, both social and economic development.
It's a very important part of our policy on migration that has become possibly the key aspects in external but also in internal relations, and supporting within this ACP-EU dialogue on migration, specifically the event we are here for, that is in remittances, is so important because of the human factor. We see migrations and we see people, after all the strife they have to endure to reach where they eventually settle, especially in the European Union, and the sacrifice they do afterwards to still spare roughly 10% of what they earn to send it to their dear ones in Africa. This is something that should move us to do something serious in reducing the cost the middlemen take.
There's a number of migration corridors in this region, and there's a human dimension of people when they go and risk going abroad to get a job and send it back home. And what the ACP does is bring together a whole bunch of leaders from social affairs, from IFIs, from banks and private sector, as well as donors, to talk about what we need to do to protect those individuals and also help them remit money in a responsible way. What we've talked about is that all overseas development assistance, it's dwarfed by 3 times the amount of remittances people send home. 70% of Africans travel within Africa. And if we can reduce costs, then we can do more than overseas development assistance because it's so much larger. So if we reduce the cost for those individuals who are sending back home, they keep that, and it's part of their social safety net and their own development.
Basically, as a department, what we are concerned with is regarding the 3 or so million Kenyans that are outside Kenya in the diaspora. Now, for a very long time, the diaspora had been ignored, but following the launch of our national diaspora policy, the government of Kenya has put in very concrete steps to ensure that we integrate our diaspora into our national development. One area that we are focused on, of course, is remittances. As we are all aware, remittances are very, very huge potential, a huge resource that we as a country are receiving. Of course, we are talking about 3% through the form of channel that came in last year. Why this, we have found it very important, and we really appreciate the kind of partnership that we have had with IOM with regard to remittances, is the technical assistance we received on the digital remittances. And we believe that this will provide us with the basic information, because as we speak now, there are certain information from both the senders and the receivers that is not there. And the technical assistance that we have received from IOM is geared towards ensuring that we have all this information in a digital platform. At the moment, we speak of the remittances, this amount of money, but no basic information is available. So this is basically what the technical assistance is going to assist us with.